Hello, my lovely friends. It is June 3rd, I think, and this is Flosstube 44, and wow, my brain just went kind of like kaput as soon as I turned that on. I'm Suki, the brown-eyed stitcher, and I very much appreciate you being here for sticking life out with me, and let's see some semblance of normal. I'm not even fully sure I understand what normal is anymore because this last year has been insane. So here's what we've got. I've got a basket. We're going through this basket. And like, that's it. So let's see, it's been a little over a month since I last filmed. And the things that have happened since then is just, dance recital happened. It was Back to the Future themed. And I was able to post videos from there if you're interested. It's on my Facebook. Why can't I think of anything? What else happened in May? There was just kind of a lot. I was trying to get through as much of like sorting through all my packed up goods. What do we call the things that we own? Possessions? Whatever. Anyway, I had to sort through a bunch of those. And at the end of this week, I am meeting up with my insurance adjuster to go over those items so he can do a insurance, whatever process it is at that point. The personal possessions part of this whole thing. And if I find more, then that's fine. But he was very nice. He was like, don't shirk yourself. Like, don't, because I was having to sort through and like isolate which items were damaged specifically because of this particular part of this whole process. There was at least 4 different kinds of damages that I was seeing from the past year, all lumped into everything in my garage and in the house. So I had to isolate just that. And he was like, just he was like just let us go through it together. Like, it's fine. So I tried not to, but I also tried to just be very fair on what I knew was that damage and what I knew wasn't that damage. So anyway, we're going over that later this week. All that to say, part of that process was that I brought all my craft items, almost all my craft items. There's a few items still there, like all my unstarted diamond painting is still over there. Those will probably stay, just, we'll see. Space-wise, I think they can stay, and I don't think that they'll be damaged from slight humidity. We'll see. I don't know. But my other craft items I wasn't about to keep. So they came here, and then I went through them, and I ended up picking projects that had been calling to me to work on. And then I basically had a pile of no's, maybes, and definite yes. And they fit in this bin. I apologize in advance for any motorcycle sounds that happen, because 'tis the season. Anyway, that ended up being 13 projects that fit in here, and I have a way that we're going to work through them and stitch on them, and I'm so excited to be in a place where my brain said, yes, we can work on this. You will see, however, there are some maybe notable projects that are not in here, and that is just because there are some things my brain is not ready to take back on again, like my bookshelf. And some of that is just that I'm still in a very fluid situation right now, and yes, it's kind of settled down until September, but it's still a challenge. Anyway, so I finished a project since I pulled these things out, and it is called, I'm gonna put this up here, what it's called. It's called Autumn Harvest Collections from Mill Hill. The specific one is Haunted Zone. That's the name of the Haunted Zone right there. And I didn't exactly get a paper. Oh, wait, I'll do this. This was mostly finished already. I mean, it's little. It had most of its full crosses done, so I just had to throw in the rest of the full crosses, which I forgot that those were supposed to be 3-stranded, and I did it in 2 strands until I remembered, and then I switched it, but I was not about to go in frog. This is perforated paper, and I didn't really care. It's a sign. It's like on some of the edges and stuff like that, and it just gives the sign more depth. Anyway, so I finished the cross stitches, and then I did the back stitching on the mouth, and these are straight stitches for the handles, and then I did the beading. There's beads here and here. This is a treasure. It's a star. The handle has beads, and all of the white, the 2 hands and the head, that's all outlined as well. So it's hard. See, look at that. It was so cute. So I finished that up. That was like 226 stitches to get that finished. So I was happy. So I have it finished. It was the easiest to finish. It was so close. I have another one here and here that's also very close, but we'll get to that. Okay, so I'll just pull things out here. We're gonna go through this in the order that I've decided to work on it. Hi, Jaden. And so once I took a step back, I decided I wanted one to always be like a focus on a finish. So that's going to get probably a daily 30 slot. My initial idea was like every other project, but then I was like, no. That's a little too complicated for my brain right now. So I'll give it 30 minutes a day, and then I'll work on whatever project is next. Now, I alternated because I was taking a look at what I had, and I had let's see, I'm down to 12 projects. One of the projects is focus on a finish. Don't go up there, please. And so that leaves 11 projects. 6 of those projects were full coverage, and 5 of those projects were non-full coverage. So I alternated them. I used a wheel to randomly choose, and then just put them in an order, but made sure to alternate between a full coverage and a non-full coverage. And then I made I chose a stitch count, and I had to, I was talking with Alara about like what kinds of stitch counts it's okay. Hold on. Okay. I took them on a walk this morning, an hour-long walk. We found this nice trail nearby because, where Steven lives, it's out. It's pretty rural, but the roads are like yellow lined roads, right? This is not, as you can hear from the traffic, there's always traffic going by all the places. Pip, leave him. Thank you. There is one road right next to Steven's property is an unowned kind of abandoned property. It used to have a restaurant there, but they tore it down a couple years ago. And on the other side of that is actually a road that kind of goes up and it dead ends, and it's really nice. It's nice. The problem being it's a private road. And I have talked with several people who have passed by there, like, because I walked my dogs out there last summer. I walked them a few times this year so far, and everybody was really nice, like just saying hi and like wanting to know if I was new there. And whenever I said I was at the bottom of the hill, technically not part of this private road. Here's Kara saying hi. They were all just very kind. Like at any point, anybody could have said like, this is a private road, you're not allowed here, but they didn't until somebody did. And they did not even slow down their car while they were yelling out their window at me. And I just can't deal. So I found a rail trail. So it follows like an old railroad, but it's got like a whole like packed, it's a really nice trail, and it's actually 12 miles long, although we've only been on 1 mile stretch of it. I walk them out a mile and walk them back a mile. So it's a nice, just about an hour's walk. They get lots of sniffing in. Kara is settling down on my lap. Okay. And anyway, I did that this morning. So like they're tired and chilled, but also they will still bark at things. Anyway, okay, so stitch count. I decided on a number that I thought my brain would handle, like a range of numbers. And then I picked, I just have 11 numbers in there. It's from 200 to 450 in 25 stitch increments, if that makes sense. So 200, 225, 250, etc. And then I randomly generated them and assigned one to each project. Now, once I finish a rotation, I will regenerate, like reassign those numbers. So I'll keep the same numbers probably. I'll see if my brain is like 200 was not nearly enough, or like 450 was too much. We'll see. But when I finish the rotation, I will take those numbers, but randomly choose again which projects they go with. So not every project will get the same stitch count each rotation. And so it's fun. It gives me like that structure, but a little bit of that fun, but I don't have to do like this administrative pick my stitches every time I'm pulling out a project thing, or kind of like an arbitrary, I don't know. I needed structure, but flexibility, and I needed it to work with how my brain and my situation right now is. So that's what I came up with. So let's start with my focus project, and I'm going to apologize right now. I have a binder with all of the cover photos somewhere. It is not here, and I am not going to be editing anything yet. So I'm very sorry. You will not know what the finished project looks like unless you go and look it up, or you just happen to know. Unless it's on Pattern Keeper, and then I can pull up somewhat that picture. Anyway, so my focus is, oh, and we've got light glare behind us. How about this side? Look at that. Woodland Enchantress. I kind of forgot exactly how far along that she had been. But yesterday I pulled her out and I started up here in this top part of her staff and put in like 400 and something stitches, 485 maybe, I can't remember. But my plan is I'll work that all the way down and just finish that off. And then I'll work on her, probably her hair and her bodice, and leave her skin for last. This is Ada, so if I wanted, I don't think I want to do Tiny's. Hold on, Pip. Jaden is allowed. She's guarding nothing. Hold on. Anyway, I think I will probably be doing her skin just as charted because doing like a 1/1 skin, while I love the idea, that would mean piercing the 8 of threads. I don't know that I want to deal with that, but I will probably leave her to the end. I might do some fractionals around her face, only to make it like a smoother definition, but I might not even do that. We'll see. But really, that's like it. After that, then there is there's a lot of back stitching and there's some beading and stuff after that point. But that is going to get like my daily 30. And you know, I'm pretty certain I have a second one of these somewhere, but I don't know where. So I'm gonna have to kind of go look. But this is all the threads, except I'm pretty certain I had a second ring with keepers for the blends. But it's not with my project. So I'll have to go through and see if I can find it, because it's not here. And if it's not really a big deal. If I have any more blends, like I'll just make it and whatever. It's gonna be fine. Also, I have no idea where any of my bags are from, but I love them. And oh, this is Stitch and Button. So this is from Vicky, Stitch and Button. And I feel like this is a charm that I got at a retreat. But anyway, I was able to put almost all of my projects in a nice bag. So that was happy. Oh, that works. Thank you, Jaden. All right, this is maybe I should like open Pattern Keeper. I did have to go through and normally I update, like I do a backup at least once a year, but usually twice a year. But I hadn't backed up in a long time. Like approaching my move, even like the 6 months before my move, things were just like kind of insane. And anyway, did not back up. So I could get my most recent backup and then I had to just update it. So here is your reminder. Go back up your Pattern Keeper. Oh, let me show you where I'm doing this. This is Nocturnal Messenger by Lucian Art Shop on Etsy. And that's where I started this last year. Let me be honest, I do not know what fabric I'm doing for anything, but I feel like this is a Lugana that's like a 20. I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing for anything. Do I have notes anywhere? Not for this one. I know nothing, but look at that. It's pretty. That's really bad as a floss tuber. I'm so out of this. This is really not that big. Like that's as wide as it goes and then it'll go down. But I will tell you that this has 3,295 stitches done out of 30,000. So it is almost 11% complete. And this one is set to get 225 stitches this rotation. It's in this bag because I felt like that was appropriately matched. And I do not have a tag on it, so I do not know. Actually, I think this is one that I was sent last summer. they're beautiful. People make beautiful bags, and I'm very happy to be somebody who has it. Okay, this is the Summer Garden by the Drawn Thread, and that's something like what it'll look like. And this is almost finished. Like it will, it's so close to being done. I have a needle minder, but no needle. That's okay, that's fine. So all of this is done over here. We've got the house, and we've got here. I think this is the last set of flowers. I know I had run out of floss of some kind, but it's in. I know I put it in here. But I'm pretty certain this is the last set of flowers to come in, and then I need to extend all of that to here. Okay, while I was yelling at the dog, I took the time to look it up. This is the last section. It's a rose. So all I have to do is finish that section, and there's some stems in here to finish. That might actually have been the thread that I definitely ran out of, and then I have to extend the words over, and I think that's it. I am pretty certain that's everything that's left in this project. So it is so close, and this rotation, it's supposed to get 450, so not sure that's gonna finish it, because like there are specialties and stuff that'll add up, but I might just finish it regardless of whether or not my 450 I hit it. Now that, I don't know, I think this is called Summer Khaki. It's whatever they sent me as part of their kit. 32 count Summer Khaki Belfast linen. And it uses a mix of threads, dinky dyes, needlepoint silks, mostly dinky dyes, I think. Yeah, dinky dyes and needlepoint silks is what is in that. And thread gatherer, silken colors, hand-dyed silk. Yeah. This is in an Alera Designs bag. Okay, next is, this is Phoenix from Oraloa. It is the one I've worked on the most. It's pretty much the only project I had access to. So I've stitched quite a bit on it. Here's where it's currently at. This is a stamped kit. Oraloa licensed their stamped kits, so that's really cool. And back here you can see right in here how much I have left to do. I'll just bring that in close. That right there, my friends, that's what I have left to do. Isn't that looking so gorgeous though? I'm loving it. I think it's translating so well. It has like 58 colors in it, so even though it seems not very big, with that amount of colors, the details and the shading that they got in just looks phenomenal. There is some back stitching for me to do at the end, but yeah. I would say the stamping's pretty good, but sometimes my eyes have a hard time figuring out the brighter red and the more maroon color, and especially if those are right next to each other, and sometimes my brain then just forgets what it's doing. So I wouldn't say that a lot of that is a challenge with the stamped kit itself, but it is more because my brain is just sad. That's all. That will get 325 stitches. And it is in this Alara bag. Shoot for the moon. Let's see. Okay, next up, this one I know I got sent. This purple and black bag. And this one has Twisted Band Sampler by Northern Expressions Needlework. Ooh, view PDF. Here we go. This is, they have specialty stitch versions and non-specialty stitch versions, depending on your preference. I have the specialty stitches. And I'm doing this on black linen. It's Belfast linen. It's a 32 count. And it definitely needs something behind it. There we go. I'm doing this with the Averiswa threads. However, I misread the pattern when I first started. So the first two colors are actually DMC. And then I switched to the Averiswa for the specialty band. And you can tell, like, this DMC and this Averiswa, like, that should have been the same color. And it is a little different. But you know what? Whatever, I don't really care. And then I came over here and started doing the butterfly. And partway through realized that I was stitching it with 2 strands. DMC. And here I had stitched with 1 strand DMC, but here I stitched 2. And that's also when I realized I was supposed to be stitching it all in the Averiswa, all 1 strand, you know, whatever. It looks fine. I'm not frogging anything, and that's just how it is. So I know I'm still on the specialty band. If you can see right there, it looks different down here versus up here. So I know that's where I will start. I have my light pad and was very happy that it still works. And I could find the plug for it and everything. So that will get 375 stitches. Which will be very fun because I'll be doing specialty stitches for that. Now, this next one, nope, I'm gonna have to find my binder for next time. I know it's here, I didn't pull it out at the time. This bag does not have a label, but that's the, oh, sorry, pattern. This is a kit from Riolis. It's called Green Hills. And I have been wanting these colors, I don't know why, just for so long. They have like this wool acrylic blend that they use in their kits. And I've been wanting to stitch on this for a while, so it had to come out. And that's how much is in here currently. It's very fun. It's a mix of all kinds of things, like half cross, full cross, blends, number of strands changes. So it's very fun, and I just love the colors. But this is like a Hobbit Hill scene, and I have no picture to show you, but that's the fabric. And it has like the river, the Hobbit hole, like some garden throughout the whole thing. Next up, this bag is from Kaylee Tent Stitch. Her website's name is thesewingshop.ca, unless it's changed in the last year. And this has Sabrina in it. That's not a picture of Sabrina because it's in my binder. Okay. I can tell you the fabric though, look at that. This is a Picture This Plus fabric. It's a 28 count linen in Sprite. Now this one, I was stitching it with Needleberry Stitcher. She was stitching, she has the same exact fabric, but she is stitching it with the beads and I am stitching it without the beads. I also did my skin 1/1 and she did it as charted. And then one day we'll both have it finished and we'll do a comparison, because a lot of people don't know, like, do the beads make a difference? Do I want to do that? What about the skin? Can we? And so we decided we'd both do a comparison. So this is where I'm currently at with her. Looks like I'm working in with these flowers. And I think the chair comes down. The chair, like, so that's where I will pick up with this project. These are just the skin backstitch, because that was just easier for me to do while I go. And it's hard, like, I put in, so instead of the beads, what I was doing was, where is it? Here it is. I got a Krynic. Which one did I end up picking? I picked this blending filament. It's 001L. And it looks like this. And I'm doing like a strand with the color of the DMC color of the bead. And then this. And it gives it just a little bit of sparkle in with it, which is hard to see on camera because sparkle just really doesn't pick up very well, but in person you can see it, so that's fun. So she will get 200 stitches. Like I said, we're gonna find out. I'm really using this first rotation through as a test to see how my brain is handling the different projects. Sorry, there's still a cat on my lap. Oops, I dropped, this is from Twisted Band Sampler. How does it do rotating through projects right now, and how does it feel about the stitch count range that I chose? So we're gonna find out. This bag, this is a really nice bag. It's like really roomy inside. And it's got no smoking. This is a Randall Spangler artwork charted by Heaven and Earth Design. And this is a pretty small one. Now, ignore how very dirty the fabric is, okay? My daughter started this a while ago, and I get to finish it. So this is where we're at. Now, I can't really tell you the stitch counts and stuff for it because this is one of the ones where it was like my progress really only had like this part in Pattern Keeper, so like I had to go through and fill in the rest, but as you can see it's not fully filled in and it was just a challenge. So it's at least 5.3% done. That's where Pattern Keeper is saying 4,559, but I didn't get all of this up here in, so I know that it's not fully there, but it's pretty close. Thank you, kittykins. This is, I think, I can't remember if it's 25 or 28, but it feels like maybe 25 count. 2 strands, tent stitch is what's being done. And I think I'm just going to continue like filling in holes and stuff and getting what I can marked off. It's going to get 425 stitches. Now in this bag, which is a nice little envelope bag, we've got, this is Pavon, Pavon for These Times by, oops, that's not right. Who did this? Oh, Long Dog Samplers. And I dyed this fabric myself. This purple fabric is me. And this is where I've gotten to. I'm using this Silks For You is PR150. It's a very subtly variegated like gray color. And it's gonna look gorgeous. And that's the pattern. I will probably be continuing along the top here and getting like more of this, all of that stuff done. It's getting 400 stitches. All right, next up, this bag. And this is Canopy Heart. It is a Dakota Detweiler artwork. This one was charted by Heaven and Earth Designs. It is not available there any longer. It has 9 or 10 colors in it. This is I don't remember. I think this is 30. Is this 28 count fabric? I don't know. But that's where it's gotten. So hardly anything. I haven't touched this one in a long time. It only has 1,200 stitches. 1,200 stitches. That's not right because some of this is done, but I didn't put that into Pattern Keeper. So that's okay. This is 1/1 full cross. Maybe this is 32 count. I don't know anything anymore. So this is a little more than 1,200 stitches, and a little more than 0.40% finished. And really been wanting to work on that one. Did I already say 275 stitches? I don't know if I'm going to continue doing it block by block. I really liked doing it that way for this project. But we'll see. I think because it's not, I didn't grit it. I could grit it with a friction pen, but I haven't. This is another Alara design bag that I've got. And this is Ink Circles Circaro. to look like that. And I'm stitching it with this Silks For You PR 090. It's gorgeous. And I feel like this is like a, I don't know, it's gray, that it's a subtly variegated gray fabric that I apparently don't have any information on in front of me. So, you know, we'll get better. We'll get better at this, guys. Somewhere I have the information, I just don't have it accessible to me at the moment. That's fine. This has 1,873 stitches finished and 11.29%. And the way that I stitch this is I take it one kind of motif at a time, and I decide how I want to stitch through it, because I don't want it to just feel like stripes going down. So that's a lot of fun for me when I'm stitching on this piece, is just each little motif feels like a great finish. So, oh, it's so fun. 300, this will get 300 stitches. And one last project is, why I put that in the wrong. Lyra's bags are a double vinyl, and usually I have like a index card or something that I put inside that double vinyl, but I just tried to put like my project there. That's not what I wanted to do. All right, my last project here is the only one not in a nice bag. However, I do have a small bag. I might put it in a much smaller bag. We'll see, because this is a small project. This is One to Rule Them All. I got it from Tilton Crafts, but it was, I think, limited at that time, so I don't know that you can get it anymore. I don't know how to avoid the glare, because there's a lot of it. This is so little. I stitched all the black. Ta-da! All the black. And I don't know what I'm gonna go from here. But that is 8,968 stitches. It's 11.14%. So I might pick whatever color is like the next biggest, which looks like it's 3799, because I think that'll kind of blend along with everything. Oh, no, it doesn't. Maybe I won't do that. 3799 does this. The next largest color. Oh, maybe this one. Maybe we'll do this color. Which is 3371. Yeah, I think that's probably the color that I'll work on. So, for however many, 350 stitches. That's just such a little guy. 80,500 stitches. And that, my friends, is what I've got for you today. So, yeah, it fits all in my little bin. Yeah. Oh, look, I didn't even notice. Jaden has been, none of them leave me alone very well now that I've been able to be with them all the time rather than only a few days out of the week. It's I use a small square pillow at night, largely because it's been the right like height and stuff for both when I'm sleeping, like, because I'll be on my back and on my side during the night, and this works for both of them. but also because the kitty cat fur balls sleep by my head at night. And quite often, like, it's not unusual for me to have Jaden on this side and Kara on this side. And Jaden likes to put her head on my pillow or like on my shoulder. It's adorable. She doesn't stay like that all night, but it's very sweet. And Kara just, she curls up and she's like longer haired and it poofs out all over. So if I roll over, I usually end up with a face full of cat hair. And then Pip like sleeps at my feet, and Elisar sleeps in the other room, the room I'm currently in. She's usually on the couch or on the rug. But anyway, thank you for hanging out with me. I don't know if, maybe I'll just come back when I finish the rotation, or maybe I'll come back in a week or 2 weeks, or I have no idea whatsoever, but it should be closer than a month. That's all I can say for now. Mwah. I love you all, and I hope life's treating you kindly, and yeah, you have my love. And I'll talk to you later. Bye.